I think education is about mastering the environment and turning it into things for survival, economic goods and services for the progression of the human race. And I think where that happens is in industry. So yes, academia will teach you the basic principles, basically analysis, basically getting to know what resources are available and the various nuances of societal, development and living. Now, when it then comes back into industry is where they say the rubber really hits the road. And I think that increasingly we are looking to people who probably just want education for the sake of the certificate. We need to move beyond the certificate. But the good thing is that I always tell people that we look at that the certificate is only an opportunity for you to sit in front of an interviewer for a job, or for that matter, an investor for money to start any operation business. The rest of it is all attitude and creativity, resourcefulness, and several other things that we look at. So if you look at your degree, may just be one score out of 10 or 20 parameters that we look at. So the rest of it are not things that are necessarily taught to you straight in the academic institution. So I think what probably the real active world has to do is to take some of these things that we consider back to the university, so people are aware that it's not just the academic credentials that you come out with. When you do come out, society will want to test your alertness, several other character traits that stands you out. Because whether it is a job, there are several people queued out for it. Whether it is resources to go and invest, there are several people queued out for it. Why should it be you? You must show personal characteristics and character traits that says that you will stand out and you will succeed with the resources or the opportunity. Yeah.
So in this breath, what are your suggestions to this new government, even as they try to streamline their structures to ensure that education and agriculture become their main focus? What would you suggest to them to ensure that our tertiary education become a pillar instead of the careless?
I think my comment to this would be, we got to make education relevant. If you take education, you can have two types of education. You have education that is meant to control and education that is meant to produce. It looks to me that we are more emphasizing education for control. So education that brings us out as lawyers, education that brings us out accountants, education that brings us out as some kind of administrative control. But education that is to enable us master resources and turn them into goods and services, we seem to underplay that. And that's really where the world trades. And if you look at it, it looks to me that there hasn't been any real radical shift from the intent of the colonial masters in giving us education. They actually wanted educated people who could help them to control their colonies. They wanted the lawyers, they wanted the police, they wanted the military. These were all people educated for control. They wanted the administrators, they wanted the economists who would kind of explain things to us, given certain parameters and keep us quiet. They didn't really encourage us to produce the kind of educated people who would produce. So if you look all around you, everything that we have, which we spend money on, is produced by people from outside. And all we do is looking and falling over each other to control each other. But we should be looking to produce. My suggestion to government and anybody interested in education would be to challenge the colonial status quo in the kind of educational setup we have, that we should emphasize science and technology education that is going to produce a generation of people who will produce goods and services that we can use in Ghana and that we can trade on the international